Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Drop Shadow. With me, as always, is my good friend Holty, and I gotta say, kudos to you for saving the day. We're maybe 5, 6 episodes in, and we're already doing like a renaming of the show. but
Sometimes you got to.
yeah, it's a work in progress, right? It's which let me know if my microphone's too high, man. The
You're
last
fine.
one, the last one I was listening to, and I was like super low, so I turned it up all the way. So hopefully it's not like making your eardrums bleed or anything.
You're fine for me for right now.
So the name we landed on, I'll let you do the honors and unveil the new name, man, because like I read it and I immediately loved it. I was like, that's it, that is it, man.
Actually, this is your show, man. I'm going to let you do it.
So welcome everybody to the rebranded Calamity Junction podcast.
Woo, Calamity Junction.
Well, yeah, so we can still keep using our little train puns that we've been working so hard on.
Woo, woo.
Leaving the station now, right?
Here we
So,
are in Calamity Junction.
yeah, another week, man. Dude, I can't believe how fast this year's gone. I may be speaking alone on that, but like it's already almost January. Like holy shit, man, 2022. Like it like the last, I guess, because of lockdowns and everything else, it just felt like the last 2 years have just been like a blur. It's almost like meshed into one.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's been wild. It's been a wild ride. I mean, it's been 2 years. The past 2 years have just kind of flown by.
Yeah, which is kind of hard to believe because we've been so disconnected and restricted. I guess, like, as far as like normal life goes, like like a lot of things we considered normal, like we haven't done. Like I haven't gone to the movies in like, since the thing kicked off, man.
Really? You haven't gone to the movies?
No, I haven't gone to the movies. Like we just started going to restaurants more regularly. Within the last like 6 months or so. But like, dude, I don't know. Like it's just wild, and just time keeps pressing on. We're still talking about this fucking thing.
I admit I've been going to the movies.
Well, good for you, man. You got to get out there.
Yeah, in fact, I'm really looking forward to the movie next week, which we may have to. I don't know if we're gonna have to reschedule next week's episode if I can get into the 3 o'clock showing.
Oh,
But
you gonna watch Spider Man?
oh hell yeah, man! I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
Dude, don't talk to me about no Spidermando. I love me some Spidermando.
Love the Spider-Man. But they're having a
um,
3 o'clock show,
did
which is odd.
you get tickets already?
I'm think I'm gonna get them today.
You better get them today, man. You want to watch them like next week. There, you better move on that shit. You don't fuck around when it
So,
comes to Spidermando.
love Spider-Man.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm gonna get some Spider-Man tickets, but we should be okay to record next week.
Oh man, don't. You just make that night's about you and Spider Man. I understand completely. Trust me.
Well, if I get into the 3 o'clock show, we'll be fine. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I've seen the trailers. Like there's speculation that um the first two actors are coming back in some form or fashion. So it's going to be three Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. I mean, that blows my fucking mind.
which I'm really happy for, mostly because I want to see Andrew Garfield. I know a lot of people are
Mhm.
like, no, Tobey Maguire, Tobey Maguire. I'm like, yes, Tobey Maguire was the basically the first and the best
Yeah,
cinematic Spider-Man.
right.
But Andrew Garfield got such a raw deal, and he was a good Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay, so here's how like Toby makes a good Peter Parker, but he makes a crappy Spider-Man, in my
Yes,
opinion. Like he doesn't do the one-liners and the cocky attitude that Spider-Man is known for in the comics, right?
yes.
Andrew Garfield plays a shitty Peter Parker, but he plays an amazing Spider-Man.
I
Hence
will give I
hence the
will
name
give
of the
you I will give you that his Spider-Man, his Peter Parker was a bit more, yes, what is it, skateboarder dude?
Like he's more the teen angst, which I guess if he's
Yeah.
going for
Kind
if
of
he's
an
going
edgy,
if he's going for more of like Ultimate Spider-Man, like the Ultimate
which he
Spider-Man
was. It was
comics.
the Amazing Spider-Man comics.
Well, Amazing Spider-Man was Earth 616, I believe, which is like the regular normal universe.
Well, what
Um,
universe are we in right now?
I don't know, because see the Marvel Cinematic deal, they kind of mesh a lot of comic book universes together, so it's kind of confusing to
And
me.
I'm also looking forward to seeing Mr. Benedict Cumberbatch, come back or
Oh
whatever
yeah, as
however the
a
hell you say his name.
Cumberbatch or
Yeah, whatever.
whatever. Yeah, he's a good Doctor
He's a good
Strange.
actor, and
He's a
I
good
like
Doctor
him.
Strange. I can't picture anybody else playing that role. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he just falls in line with the Marvel. I think this Marvel Cinematic Universe is the cocky cinematic universe because every single character is basically kind of a condescending person, and the only one who was nice was Captain America.
You wait till they get fucking Wolverine in there.
Oh
no,
God.
no, watch him get Wolverine, and he's like a nice guy. Like he's.
If you had to cast Wolverine tomorrow, who would you cast?
Oh fuck, dude. Hugh Jackman's done it for like 20 years. I don't know, man.
He's too old. I'm sorry.
Old
if,
man
if
Logan.
Andrew, if they can't bring back Andrew Garfield and they go for younger, they gotta do the same.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know who can play Wolverine.
Okay, so I'm not 100% sure
Fuck it, I'll
because
do
here's
it.
the thing: Wolverine is actually really short, so you need somebody who's like 5'5" tops, but jacked, a good jacked 5'5". So I got no idea right now. Let's get Daniel Radcliffe in there.
I mean, you got a lot of
shredded, we can get Daniel Radcliffe.
Dude, as Wolverine though.
Hey, if he can get shredded,
I don't see him as Wolverine, man.
I
don't.
could if you give the beard and you get him a good American, like a gruff accent. I could see it. I could legit see it.
Nah, man. I don't. He doesn't scream Wolverine to me, man.
Right.
I can't. I'm looking at it now. It's like, nah, dude. We gotta get some new blood in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who are you thinking?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know any new actors, man. There's plenty of guys like,
there's plenty of people who could do
it. Who could do it, but like the problem they're gonna have is they have Hugh Jackman as like the bar, right?
Yeah.
So anything that pretty much comes after him, it'd be like if anybody, I mean, you'd have to get like someone that is like over the top, right? Like after Heath Ledger's Joker, I mean, that was a really tough act to follow. And then when Joaquin Phoenix did it, I mean, he did a different take on it, but like he fucking nailed it, man, as the Joker.
I've never actually seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
You should probably do that.
I've been told I don't really care enough about the character of the Joker to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't have a vested interest in it, no, yeah, I don't. Fuck, man, that's a good question. It would be interesting to see, now that they're, now that Disney's got Fox and they could possibly incorporate mutants and this, that, and the other. It'd be interesting to see who they can get to. I know a lot of people are saying Tom Hardy would be a good choice, but he's already Venom, so.
Yeah, you can't double dip. You can't double dip with that.
Or who's that dude that does Game of Thrones, Jon Snow? Who's that guy?
Oh, he's already in the MCU though.
Is he?
Yeah, he was in Eternals. He's gonna be what is it, Black Blade, who's like in the Blade universe. Or I forgot Blade. the Black Knight, I think. Yeah, he's in the Blade universe.
Black Blade.
Yeah, something like that. Like look up Kit Harington MCU, like it's a character. I think it's called Black Blade or something like that.
Harington? I haven't seen Eternals, so.
Yeah, I've seen
Kit Harington MCU. Oh, Black Knight. Okay.
Black Knight. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So he's one of the West Coast Avengers guys in the
yeah.
comics, if I remember right. Okay. Huh. Man, they're really going for some D-list characters now, man.
They do that. Like,
Holy
holy
shit.
crap. Like, there was a joke online about how, oh, this is how they're going to do X-Men, is that they're going to introduce a character who's a friend of Peter Parker. Her name is going to be Jubilee, and then that's going to be, the introduction to the mutants. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that is how they would do it nowadays.
I'm thinking they're gonna mesh the Fox X-Men, they all those actors. I think they're just because they already brought in dude that did Quicksilver, right?
No, there was a different Quicksilver.
Yeah, yeah, the Quicksilver from the Fox movies. They
No.
brought him into the was it the Scarlet Witch show?
Yeah, but that wasn't the Quicksilver from the Fox. It was different actors.
Yeah, that was a Quicksilver from that played in the Fox X-Men movies. That was the same dude. It wasn't the MCU Quicksilver. It was the Quicksilver that played um
Listen, are
in
you
like
talking about WandaVision?
yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Shit.
It
Well.
didn't grasp my attention.
Well, okay. It sounds like you're not going to watch it, but they actually brought back Quicksilver, and it was the actor who played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies.
Okay, well that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, so that might be a way they introduce, they already have these actors to play these characters. Like they already have Jubilee, Cyclops, Jean Grey.
We just need Ryan Reynolds. Just let Ryan Reynolds be the bridge.
Well,
Look,
he's
Deadpool,
yeah.
the Deadpool character is known for breaking things. So he's just like, hey, guess what? Fuck nuggets, we're here now.
Well,
And
that's the
just
thing.
we'll deal
Disney
with it.
Disney owns Fox, and Deadpool's Fox, right? So
Yeah, Deadpool's Fox.
there you go. He's already he's already owned by Disney. There you
Well,
go.
he'd make a good Disney princess. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some cosplays of that too. Um but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Matrix, believe it or not. I was a huge fan of those. I think we talked about this before, but I know that's coming out pretty soon too.
it's okay. Like I'll watch it, not opening night. I don't understand what they're doing with the Matrix. Like how is it back? I don't quite get it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they like Trinity died. Neo, pretty sure they dragged his corpse away. I don't know, man.
And is it a new Matrix? Is it a fake tricks? Is it
Well, like the end of the third one, the Matrix reset itself basically. So it's probably like that reset Matrix.
all right? Look, I'll watch it. But I don't care. There's another movie coming around December 24th. I can never remember. Oh, it's a Netflix movie that I'm actually kind of interested in watching.
Mm.
It stars Leo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence and a big cast of characters. It's called Don't Look Up or
Mhm.
something like that,
Mm.
where I guess there's a giant comet headed towards Earth, and these scientists are like, yeah, this is a big deal. We should pay attention. But everybody's like, hey, we can make money off of this and stuff. And they're like, what's the use of money if we're dead? Because it's going to kill us all.
It's kind of like what's happening now with COVID.
I guess it's a
like a
commentary.
Satire
But
sorts.
it's probably going to be an okay movie. It's a Netflix movie. I'll watch it.
I don't know, man. Netflix has been kind of fucking up recently.
What have
No.
they done?
Pissing off all the Cowboy Bebop crowd, and then now they're pissing off all the Christmas crowd
Listen,
with that Santa.
whiny
Inc. thing.
anime people, they cry about everything. Okay.
Well, now they got Seth Rogen's on the chopping block now because everybody's pissed off about that Santa Inc. thing.
I didn't see that. That's on HBO, I think.
Oh,
It looked
it's
okay.
HBO.
Sarah
Okay.
Silverman is in that also. I always thought she was an underrated actress. I loved her in a TV show that only got one season. It was a Seth Green show. Listen, okay, I'm going to list you the characters in the show and tell me how this did not get past season 1. Eugene Levy, Sarah Silverman, Seth Green, for crying out loud, and puppets.
Just puppets
and puppets.
Seth Green probably quit to go do Robot Chicken or something.
No, he actually really loved the show, but I guess it didn't click with audiences, unfortunately. The show is called Greg the Bunny, which I've had, like, I don't know, 3 DVDs of the series that ran. I can't find it anymore. I got to get a new one. But yeah, it was called Greg the Bunny. It was a great show. It was basically kind of like a mature version of Sesame Street and stuff. Yeah, it was a fantastic show, sadly, but it got canceled.
I've never heard of this.
Nobody's heard of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, it's one of those shows that, I remember watching that only got one season. Like, I would love a YouTuber. I would do it, but I'm not that good at editing, unfortunately, to talk about different shows that only had like one season and maybe try to get them back. Because everybody's always like, Firefly. Firefly is a good show.
Yeah, it was okay.
It should come back. I liked it. It was fine. There's another show.
That's how I feel about it too. It's like, it's fine.
It's fine. There was another show that only had one season that I remember watching the entire series. It starred Andy Richter as the dad, and he had kids that were quintuplets. It was called Quints. Do you remember that show?
I remember. It sounds familiar, man, but I don't.
Google it. You'll see some of the actors that are, they made it into other productions, and they're probably pretty familiar. But yeah, it was a decent show, but it never got past season 1.
Well, here's IMDb's top 50 shows, top 50 greatest one season wonders. Of course, number 1 is Firefly.
It's always Firefly.
It's always fucking Firefly. Oh, Freaks and Geeks. That only had one series.
Freaks and Geeks only had one season.
Wow,
that was a good show.
I like that show.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We need to talk about these shows.
Well, let's do it right now, dude. No better time than the present.
All right. Freaks and Geeks was a good show, obviously.
So I'll go through the list real quick.
All right, and I'll tell you if I've heard of them.
Okay. So number 1, we got Firefly, obviously. Number 2, My So-Called Life, which I don't remember.
I don't remember that. I think that was like an ABC Family show or something like that.
Yeah, ABC, 15-year-old girl and her trials and tribulations of being a teenager. So it sounds like a fucking
15 Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. Freaks and Geeks, number 3.
That was a good show.
I love that.
Seth Rogen, James Franco. I mean, unfortunately, I understand why it was canceled, sadly. It was just
Canadian show, I guess.
Yeah.
Flash Forward.
Don't know that one.
It's a special task. It was an ABC show. Special Task Force in the FBI investigates after every person on Earth simultaneously blacks out and awakens with a short vision of their future.
Oh, I thought that was called Flashpoint or something. No, Flashpoint was
Flash Forward. Number 5, Moonlight. It's a vampire show. Probably came out around the same time that True Blood was on TV.
Or Vampire Diaries or something.
Some shit, yeah. Yeah, back when, dude, that was such a weird time of the vampire days.
Oh, man, back in the mid-2000s?
Yeah. Everybody wanted to bang vampires, and then it was zombies for a while. Now it's, I don't know what the fuck.
That's the thing is, like, there's these trends that come around.
Now it's pronouns, it's like, fuck.
Okay, we've had vampires, we've had zombies. What is the next big thing? Because if we can figure out the next big thing, we can create a show around it and pitch it. Are we still doing werewolf men or?
I don't know. No? Maybe Invisible Men. I don't know. The Mummy. All right, number 6, Jack and Bobby. I don't remember that one.
No, but that sounds like a Mike and Molly or something like that.
No Ordinary Family. Sons and Daughters. Invasion. The Event. Now it just sounds like I'm naming off words.
It does.
Gross Point. Number 12, Greg the Bunny.
Greg the Bunny.
Yeah. We have 13, Surface. Journeyman.
Ooh, Journeyman. Wait, Journeyman.
Journeyman, 2007. A man travels back in time to help people in trouble. I feel like that was another show from the 80s. Wasn't that another show from the 80s?
That was like redone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
The Ben Stiller show. Holy crap. So
Oh,
he had
God.
like a Seinfeld type thing.
I think we're gonna hear a lot of those because I think a lot of those comedian shows only had like one. Like I remember Rodney Carrington, I think only had like one season. Mulaney only had like one season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're gonna see a lot of comic in their idea of shows.
Yeah. 16, Kitchen Confidential. A bad boy chef runs wild in his New York style eatery. Sounds like a Gordon Ramsay like satire or something. 17, The Class. 18, Profit. And we have Do Over.
Okay, there was a movie called Do Over. There's been a lot of Do Over movies.
Oh,
well, wait, hang on. Was that show? Hang on, let me see if I can guess the synopsis of that show.
Do Over.
Because I remember seeing advertisements for a show where a guy kind of like goes back to his like teenage years.
Yep.
And he kind of can like, he kind of remembers things. Because the only thing I remember about that show was he was not very good in his life. He gets transported back to when he was a teenager, and then he whips out an acoustic guitar and he starts singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" or something like that. Before it was invented.
Well,
that's about what I can remember.
So he's a 34-year-old dude that gets to go back to 1981.
Yep.
Where he's like a teenager, I guess. Okay, number 20, we have The Nine. Then Reunion. 22, The Oblongs. That was one season? Huh. The Oblongs. Then we have Mission Hill, which I like that cartoon. That was a funny show. I think it came on Comedy Central. Mission Hill. American Gothic. Cupid. Action. North Shore. Threshold. Night Stalker.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry, man. I've been munching on some chips because I thought I was on a push to talk thing. I'm gonna stop eating. I didn't realize like you could hear me munching. You should have said something.
It didn't bother me, so whatever.
Yeah, but it'll bother our audience.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. When I'm on Discord, I'm on push to talk. So
man, eat your chips, man.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
This is Calamity Junction. We don't give fucks around here. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Night Stalker 29.
All right.
John Doe.
We're on 29. Okay.
Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Oh my God. Wait, was that Studio 60? Was that that was Matthew Perry, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matthew
that only
Perry,
got one season?
One season.
Oh man. Even the Joey show got like 2 seasons.
Oh.
That's sad.
Tell Me You Love Me. Point Pleasant. Pasadena. I've not heard of like a good 90% of these shows.
I know.
Undeclared.
Is that a college guy can't figure out what he wants? It's basically a
college freshman, his girlfriend, and their fellow dorm mates embark on the greatest experience of their lives.
Ooh, I think I know one that's coming up. The 80s Show with Glenn Howerton.
We'll see. I do remember the 80s show, that 80s show or whatever.
Or that 80s show, yeah.
Life as We Know It. Father of the Pride. I remember that.
That was the lion one.
Yeah, the lions. Yeah, it was like
God.
Yeah, I remember that one. I knew why. I mean, I understand why how that one got one.
That was not a good show.
I'm surprised it made it past the pilot, dude. Shit, My Dad Says.
Does that have anything to do with the renowned podcast known as My Dad Wrote a Porno?
I don't know, but it has William Shatner in it.
And that only got one season?
Yeah.
Man.
Even Shatner couldn't make that show work.
Even Shatner can't make it work.
Fuck. Conviction, Over There, which is like it looks like a cool show. It's like a war movie show about the war in Iraq.
Okay. Band of Brothers only got one season, I think, on HBO.
Wonderland, Gideon's Crossing, Harper's Island, Drive, Skin.
Just Skin?
Yeah.
What is Skin about?
Two mismatched teens fall in love with each other despite the family feud between their fathers, one a pornographer and the other a district attorney, trying to bring each other down.
Jesus. Okay.
Wait, so what?
A classic Romeo and Juliet, I guess.
So what the fuck's the attorney's problem? He doesn't like porn?
I don't know.
Or the dude's doing like illegal porn? Like what the fuck?
I doubt he's doing illegal porn, but
well, why would he be bringing him down? Then we have The Cape, which I remember. Cape. Yeah, I remember this one.
Okay, I never saw it, but I know it's been referenced on the community a lot, and I did like that show, Community.
Yeah,
it was like it was a superhero.
Yeah, it's like a Batman type dude, vigilante type guy.
Yeah, if that came out nowadays, they just put it on the CW and it'd have 7 seasons by now.
Yeah, and the leading character would be a female and not a male.
Yeah, well, let's be real. They can't even keep the same female lead for Batwoman more than one season.
I know, right?
God, it's every season they have to switch Batwomen.
Yeah, man, it's bad.
It's sad. Right. Just let the show die.
Yeah, agreed. Last 4 we have Harsh Realm.
Whoa, wait, Harsh Realm, was that like a reality show?
Lieutenant Hobbs is sent to a VR war game simulation where he is to terminate a renegade general who has taken control of the program. That shit sounds cool. It sounds like Reboot.
It does. It sounds like Reboot or VR Troopers or something.
Yeah, like VR Troopers. Holy shit.
VR.
Holy shit, VR fucking
That
Troopers.
Is a deep cut, isn't it? VR Troopers.
Dude, that was before Power Rangers, I think.
No, I think it was definitely Saban, but I think it was during the same time, or
I think it was before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, man.
There's no way it was before. Mighty Morphin came out in like 93.
Yeah, this one I think came out in like 90.
Okay, like we'll 91. Have to check on that after.
Oh, okay, so
VR Troopers only got one season. It was 70 episodes, but it was only one season.
Well, these are the 50 greatest, so there's probably a shit ton of them out there. But last 3,
I'm just happy Greg the Bunny was number like 11.
Yeah, and so the last 3 we got Freaky Links,
okay,
Young Americans, and Rubicon.
Again, like I don't know half of these, but the ones that you do recognize, you're just like, oh yeah,
like Oblongs and shit, and like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually want to. You know what? I want to find some of these and see if I can watch them.
Yeah, and then we do like that'll be another show we do is.
Like, should this come back or should it stay?
Should it stay dead? So here's another one. Oh, this is BuzzFeed. There.
No, who cares about it?
Yeah.
All right, we can move on. From that. Yeah.
All right.
We literally read out all 50. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Go ahead. VR Troopers, man. We are VR.
1994 for 2 seasons. It had.
And when? Oh, it had 2. I thought it only
had 2 seasons.
And when did Mighty Morphin come out?
Let's see, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mean, technically, it came out in Japan. I don't know, like somewhere in the mid '80s, but
we're talking the Saban.
Let's 93. So yeah,
okay, so it was
I guess it was time. First. Yeah,
I told you.
Mighty Morphin was first, huh?
How did I know that it was 93? I guess.
Fuck. When did you remember Beetleborgs? When did that shit?
Bad.
With fucking Jay Leno, the Jay Leno looking dude.
Yeah. Holy crap. I remember. Now, Beetleborgs was like 90. I'm going to guess 96, 97. Look it up.
Let's see.
I know I'm close.
I know it was the same.
Because I used to watch that, Power Rangers, and then Mummies Alive.
Oh, yeah. I remember Mummies Alive. That was such a dumb show, but it was so cool at the same time.
Oh, I just loved the theme song. If a show had a kick-ass theme song, I didn't care how lame it was.
Dude, all of the shows, like, you know what job I wish I had the most back in the day is fucking 90s cartoon like songwriter. It's like all the, you think like Extreme Dinosaurs, Street Sharks. It's just like,
yes, they're all just like,
yeah, Extreme Dinosaurs, yeah, fucking kicking people in the face, radical. It's like that must have been the hardest job.
they're just like, all right, we need you to noodle around on the electric guitar, and then we're gonna make some nonsensical words, but we're gonna scream it at them, and you're gonna love it.
Dude in the background just doing some heavy metal, like,
dude. Not only that, TV commercials back in the day, the most known commercial. Come on, you got to remember it. You got to remember it. What was the commercial that even to this day you can picture that had the best theme song?
First thing that comes to mind is Mentos.
No, come on.
For a toy.
For a toy, the most rockin' theme song ever.
Well, is it a game where the rules specifically state you must be wearing a leather jacket?
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. What's it? Crossfire!
You get caught up in the
crossfire!
I have an original Crossfire board on my wall right now.
I have the re-released one that came out. I think Toys R Us had it just before they closed down. But they brought that back. And
I have actually come up with, you know how they're making like a bunch of like games into movies and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually came up with an entire plot for a series around Crossfire.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You know how I just come up with random ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one
Does it take place in a dystopian future with a bunch of kids in leather jackets? Just,
You want to hear my synopsis of it?
All right. Let's go.
So there's a guy, and he's in the underground Crossfire market. What he does is he plays the game, and he was really good at it. Unfortunately, he doesn't go pro. His name's not big enough, but it's pretty big in the underground. There is, unfortunately, whenever you're playing Crossfire, the only games that are ever played to the death are generally in the underground, but the money is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the pro circuit, generally, here's how the game works. Okay, you know Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine two giant, like a Yu-Gi-Oh like dueling arena.
Yeah,
one of those like from season 1. But instead of like laying down cards, what you have is you have your own goal. It's basically a giant air hockey thing because that's all it was. You have 3 bombs on the field, 2 to 3 bombs on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Crossfire. You're trying to get the bombs into your other person's goal in order to win. The first one who can get either both bombs, or if one bomb and one bomb go in, then it's a tie, and best out of 3 rounds wins. Well, in the underground market, they literally attach bombs to it. So if you lose,
you're dead.
You die.
You're done.
So this guy is really good, and it looks like he's about to go pro, but he is on the underground market, and he's like, I got to make some money. So he takes on an underground challenger, and he's so good, but people are so like not wanting him to go pro that they end up cheating him, and he's winning. And then he gets to the grand final. Now, here's the thing. Not all of the games in the underground are bomb worthy, but generally like a grand final with like a lot of money on the line is. There's a lot of lower matches that don't have actual bombs. So he's in the grand finals. He's thinking everything's good. All of a sudden he gets cheated out of it, and he loses, and the bomb blows. Doesn't kill him though, but he loses his arm. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to play, because how you play is you have, a giant, your giant swivel thing that you shoot things out to try to get the bombs into the other thing.
Yeah.
And there goes his pro dreams. So he is just like, all right, he tries to get a normal job, but he's got a family. And he's not really sure. So he's trying to do what he can. He's got a prosthetic arm. Can he get back into actually playing in the underground again? And the thing is his opponent in the underground actually did go pro. It has a lot to do with Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Yeah.
You remember that plot line? Yeah.
Yeah, the motorcycle, is that the motorcycle one?
Yeah, that's the motorcycle one. So I'm borrowing a lot from Yu-Gi-Oh here. So anyway, he's going and he's unhappy. You know, he's not making the money he could, and his family's suffering, but he's trying. So then he starts getting back into it a little bit in the underground, and he's like, I'm never going to play in a championship match again. But then he ends up really needing money, and he's trying to just get his life back. And we see his journey.
Wow.
So that's a basic outline of it.
So we got like corrupt gaming officials and
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's all taking place in like the underground, and they're all wearing leather, and it's in the future, so they can do all that. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Damn,
So,
I'd like to
that
see
was my
that.
idea.
I'd like to see that.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Personally,
sounds like it. Yeah.
if
If
I
you do
can
it
just
right-
get funding, let's get Netflix on it.
Yeah. Well, then you may have a shot because one more for the one season list here. Cowboy Bebop canceled by Netflix after one season.
Was it already canceled?
Yeah,
Holy crap! It just came out like
it
2 weeks
just
ago.
came out.
Oh,
Oh,
you gotta hate that,
dude.
it really got canceled.
It
It had that much hate that it got canceled.
Yeah, it did not do well at all.
Well, the original Cowboy Bebop was only like one season, right? I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yes, but it was believe it was like 25 episodes.
I can't believe it got. Oh, poor John Cho. I like John Cho.
But the creator of the anime, like his thing is only doing one season shows because he feels like anything after that is like,
Anything after that is just money, and he hates money.
So he only does like, I think that's his shtick, is he only does one season. I mean,
we can make an entire list about him then.
Well, like, Bebop kind of like has a beginning, middle, and end in that one, kind of. Same thing with Samurai Champloo.
You're saying a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm not a big anime guy. I may go to conventions and do panels. Doesn't mean I watch anime.
Yeah. Well, you got time to learn, man. But so if you don't know anything about anime, Cowboy Bebop is probably like one of the most renowned, like the pinnacle of what anime is. A lot of people hold that specific show in very high regards. So, I mean, it is like when you talk anime top fives, like it's always on the top five, so that's why it pissed off a lot of people.
Well, so did Death Note. I actually watched Death Note because everybody's like, you gotta watch Death Note.
Yeah,
they wore me down enough. I thought Willem Dafoe was great as whatever Ray.
That was
Ray,
Ryuk. Yeah. That was the only good thing about that movie. Was it a movie? Yeah, it was a movie. That was the only thing good about that movie, for sure.
I've never watched Dragon Ball. But everybody's like, you gotta watch Dragon Ball. I'm like, no, I'm good. I've never seen One Piece. Everybody's like, you gotta watch One Piece. I'm like,
oh, no. Dude, it's too late to get on One Piece now. I mean, they got like 1,000 fucking episodes. Like, nah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do it. Stop. You can't.
That and Bleach, I think. I don't know how many episodes Bleach has now.
Or Full Metal, whatever, Alchemist.
Oh, Full Metal is actually pretty good though. And it ended, so you can actually, sit down and watch that.
The last show I tried to get into, and that I was like, I only watched the first season, and I tried to watch the second season. I watched Hunter x Hunter or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. I liked the first season. It was good. And then the second season was kind of weird, and I stopped watching it. I never picked it back up.
Holy crap.
What?
One Piece has 981 episodes.
It's gonna cross 1,000.
Yeah. Pokemon is only at 1,100. It's not too far behind Pokemon.
Okay, well, Pokemon, I watched through. Oh God, how much did I watch through in Pokemon? I definitely watched the original. I definitely watched Johto. I definitely watched a few others.
Yeah, I don't remember watching the first and Johto.
How many episodes is Yu-Gi-Oh at if you combine all the Yu-Gi-Oh series? Because that's got to be a lot, right?
Probably not. So the original's got 224. GX has 180.
Yeah, 224. That's
Um,
almost 400 right there.
yeah. Then this V Reigns, what the hell is that?
Frames, yeah. I actually watched the first few episodes of that. It's VR.
One,
It's a VR.
so it's 120, and then Arc V is 148.
Oh god.
I don't see the motorcycle one.
That's GX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have GX, you have Vrains, you have Arc V, you have Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you have Yu-Gi-Oh, the other one. No, it is not GX. What am I thinking? Yu-Gi. Wait, is GX? GX is no. GX is not.
It's some red-haired
Motorcycle one.
kid.
Yeah, it is not the motorcycle one. Motorcycle one is Waking the Dragon. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't remember. Anyway, that's got a lot if you combine all those together.
5Ds.
5Ds. Yeah, that's
Yeah. And it's 154.
so averaging about 150 per series, and there's 5 or 6 series out there. So that's almost 800 episodes.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's too late to be getting into that shit.
I watched the first season of 5Ds, which was good. The dude goes to prison. He has to, it is pretty good. Then I kind of fell off.
Yeah.
I always fall off of shows for some reason.
And me too, man. I don't know. Like for anime, if the first episode doesn't hook me, then I'm done.
So I just recently watched a show that the first season just ended. I don't know if it's getting a second season. I hope it does because it was actually good. It was actually a good anime. It was called Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
Something like that.
I haven't seen that one, but
it was just on randomly on HBO Max. It's basically a guy can teleport his consciousness back 7 years to the exact day, and he's trying to like save his middle school girlfriend from dying. And he's like, it glorifies being a punk, like a Tokyo in a punk gang and stuff like that.
Oh, like all those gangs from back in the 80s. Those they had the weird,
yeah, like all the
haircuts.
Japanese exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. The haircuts are big in this.
Yeah,
series.
like they always have like this tube thing in the front.
Oh god, yeah. If you like those, these things are awesome.
That's like back in the 80s in Japan, man. It was like fucking school kids acting all hard and shit.
Yes. So that is exactly what this is. He's like, oh, I gotta, I gotta save her. And the only way to do that is I have to become, the undisputed king of Tokyo gangs. And so he's going back 7 years at a time, or I think it's 7 or 13 years or something like that at a time, just trying to like do little stuff to have impact on the future. It's actually kind of an interesting show.
Yeah.
So I watched that just on a whim, and I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. And I was like,
I don't know. There's just so many. There's so many animes out there, man. Like I mean,
there's a lot. There's a lot.
There's so many, and they make like, it's like network TV, man. And they make so many shows and one-off, series, seasons, and every year there's like maybe 5-6 new shows that come out.
Okay, if you were gonna take somebody who doesn't really watch anime, I can't really. I don't even know if I can say that anymore because technically I do watch some, but it's not like, I don't watch the popular ones or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's more of I just like, all right, this sounds decent, but there's like so many out there that people love, and I just don't see it. Okay,
there's so many different genres too. Like it depends on what you're into.
That's the thing. I don't know. I watch. Okay, so I watched a bit of Sword Art Online. I watched basically the first 3,
or
whatever. Basically, like a season or 2. I watched through the Elf season, When they got into guns, I was kind of done. I was done. I didn't want to watch Gun Game.
Oh yeah. That was I think that was after that was season 2, I think. That's when Alfheim, they go to like Alfheim.
Oh yeah, that's all in season
Yeah.
1, isn't it? The Alfheim thing.
Yeah, I
Shit, so I've
guess
only seen one season.
I guess it's like part 2 of season 1, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
And then the Gun Gale thing, I guess you can consider season 3, and then season 4 is really good.
What is season 4 about?
It's called Alicization, and the premise is like Kirito is trapped in um, a VR type. It's not a game. It's like another like VR world. He's trapped in there because he died, and so
Jesus.
yeah,
Straight up
like
just died.
yeah. So like one of these laughing coffin dudes.
Oh yeah, I remember those guys.
Yeah, so one of them actually tracked down Kirito and then
Killed him
yeah,
in
pretty
the
much.
real life, and they had to upload his consciousness into holy
Exactly.
crap.
Yeah. And so they're trying to figure out how to put him, like, he's been in a coma. He didn't die. He's just been in a coma. And so
Jesus.
they uploaded his consciousness to kind of, in the event he does die.
Okay, so
I haven't finished watching it all, but it's really good.
there's this show on Amazon which I think has been canceled. Unfortunately, it was not a bad show, called Upload, and
Mhm.
it's a very similar premise. Like basically, when you're about to die or when you die, you can upload your consciousness to like the world net or whatever, and you can spend your afterlife in a resort or whatever. It's a very interesting show. I
Mhm.
suggest it, but I think it only got one season. I don't think it's been renewed,
Mhm.
sadly.
Mhm.
Um. Okay, so that actually sounds. You see, I like the abridged series. The abridged
Oh,
series are funny.
that shit kills me, man.
I would love to
Uh,
just do an abridged series
the
on something.
the actor that does Kirito does an amazing job.
Yeah. See, so I've watched more abridged series. I just keep rewatching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series over and over. Little Karibo is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's because it's freaking hilarious.
I haven't watched it all, but I watched some of the earlier ones. Back when 4 Star was really funny and popular.
Well, 4 Star did
Dragon
DBZ.
Ball, yeah. They never did the last bit of it. They only did up to, I think, yeah, they did up to Cell, and I think they got tired of all the cease and desist letters. So,
No idea what cell means.
he's one of the main villains in like the third.
Let me rephrase. Don't care what cell is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm not gonna watch Dragon Ball.
Well, all right, dude.
I understand people like it.
It's
I
only
know
my
about
favorite show ever.
Picardo, and I know about
It's only my favorite show.
Vaginal
Whatever.
Ida. And
Vagilita.
wait, is that the porno version? Vaginal Ida?
I don't think so, but it hasn't been done. You should probably get on it. Yeah, so much anime, man. There's so many different kinds. Like
I,
there's shonen anime, which is like stuff for little kids. So it's like your Yu-Gi-Oh. It's geared more towards like younger boys.
okay.
So that's like One Piece, Naruto.
One Punch?
No, I think One Punch is more
Because
for
I
like,
watched One Punch. I liked One Punch.
yeah, I mean, considering there's like blood and stuff in it, it's probably for like older. Um,
My
and
problem is
then you
I'm tired
got
of watching an anime that only has one season. And
yeah.
I'm like, what's the point of getting into it?
Well,
There
One
was a
Punch
show
has like 2 or 3, I think.
no, One Punch is going to continue because it's
Yeah.
popular. But I watched an anime that came out, I think in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
that only got one season, and I didn't realize that at the time because I was really into the show. I was like, oh, okay, first 10 episodes down, and
Yeah.
it's like, second season, no. And I'm like, there's only a prequel movie to it, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It was called No Game No Life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but I know it was very popular.
Why bother? It's only one season.
Well, some shows, some good shows are only one season. Like Gangsta was one season. I like that show.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You like the show, you want more, and then there's nothing.
Well, like if it has a good beginning, middle, and end, I'm satisfied. You know, it's like
That's the
watching a
problem. It really didn't. It's set up for the second season.
yeah, a lot of them are. That's the problem. Um,
And they're like, oh, it continues in manga form. And I'm like, I'm not gonna read a damn book.
yeah.
Stop trying to get me to read books.
So then you have shoujo anime, which is like stuff for little girls. So your Sailor Moon,
I think
fruit.
a lot of male adults watch that show
Well,
too.
yeah, I think a lot of male adults watch a lot of shows that for little girls, like fucking ponies and shit. But
Hey, hey,
those
hey!
are
Don't
those are
don't hate
the
on bronies. You cannot
so
hate on
those are
bronies.
the
I'm a recovering brony.
the shoujo shows. They're more like at conventions you see like a lot of the girls dressing up as like the boys from those shows, like Oron High School Host Club, Card Captor Sakura.
Okay, the
Uh,
Oron High School whatever club, is that
mhm.
the one about it was a male club, but there
Yep.
was an actual girl in it and they didn't
Yeah.
realize it. Okay. I watched the
Who
first
plays like
episode.
a male, and yeah.
I watched the first episode. I was like, this is dumb, and I stopped.
Yeah, so that's shoujo anime. It's like the opposite of shonen anime. And then you got seinen, which is like for like older crowds. So it's like your Gundam stuff, Ghost in the Shell, your Cowboy Bebop, um,
Now,
shit for it's like more of like the R-rated stuff.
where does the pervy stuff come on? Because there's plenty of
Uh
animes that have that.
that would be called, I think that's ecchi or ichi anime.
So
Those are the ones that have a
Kill
lot of like
fan
Kill
service,
Kill yeah, those are the ones with a lot of fan service. So Kill Kill,
high
High
school
School of the Dead,
DX
yep,
or whatever,
High
high school
School
of
of
the
the
dead.
yep, High School of the Dead, Rosario and Vampire. So that's like a lot of like your fan service style, a lot of pervy shit. Yeah, that's ecchi, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Jose, which is like I don't know how to
Straight
do.
up fucking. No,
No,
that's hentai. Never mind.
it's no, yeah, no, that's hentai.
I think
Um,
I've seen more hentai than I've seen normal anime at this
it's
point.
like more for women, like older women.
Okay.
It's like more of like the slice of life ones that deal with um like one that comes to mind is Princess Jellyfish. It deals with like a college girl that moves away from home and then she has to try to fit in, and then she lives with a bunch of roommates who are kind of like eccentric a little bit.
It just all sounds kind of odd
Yeah, it's
to
like
me. To me,
it's basically chick anime. Is I
like
guess the best I can describe it.
I understand that there's a culture for this stuff
Hmm.
and people love this stuff. And I've
Yeah,
tried my hardest to get into it.
yeah,
Like
man.
there's certain ones I'm into. I watched Food Wars. I'm waiting for the last season to be dubbed, which by the way, I know there's a huge debate, dubbed versus subbed. I'm not
Mhm.
fucking reading subtitles.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about this. Is that there was a show I actually really liked. Only the first and fourth season are dubbed. For some reason, they skipped season 2 and 3, and they're not going to dub them. It was called the something life of Psyche K.
something life of.
So yeah, the something life of Psyche K. It's about a dude with pink hair. He's got little bubbles on his head. He's a psychic.
Oh,
It's
the disastrous life of
it's
Psyche K.
yeah, it was a good show.
I don't think I
But
watched that.
the problem is, okay, watch it. Watch it. It's on Netflix. You
Mhm.
watch season 1 and the fourth season are all dubbed. The problem is that it's one of those shows that has I don't know how to describe it. Um like each show, which is like 21 minutes, right?
Mhm.
But each 21 minutes is broken up into like 4-minute different adventures,
Yeah.
sometimes around a common theme, sometimes
Uh
not.
huh. Uh huh.
I don't want to have to read that because it goes by so fast. I'm not going to be able to pay attention to what's going on. That's why I
Yeah.
like it dubbed.
Yeah.
So that, and what another show like that was Backstreet Girls. Another show like that was Way of the House Husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and these shows need to be dubbed because they're just too fast. You know, they get out like a major plot action beginning, middle, and end inside of 4 minutes, and they do that, 5 times an episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch Disastrous Life. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
I recommend it, and I don't watch anime.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I haven't watched any. I've been watching this one called Claymore. It's an older one. But I mean older as in like fuck, I don't know, like 2008.
Mhm.
But it's about this organization that goes out and they're all women. And they go out and they just hunt these like monsters or demon things.
Uh-huh.
And the way they're able to kill them is they get injected with the blood of these demons, so they're able to tap into their power, kind of. So it's how they're able, because normal humans can't even touch them,
Oof.
because they're so like OP, I guess. But the caveat is like if they tap into that power too much or they go over the edge, then they themselves become
Edge lords.
yeah, well, they become the demons themselves, right?
Right.
They have to be hunted down and killed. So
Um,
but yeah.
there was one that I watched like 3 episodes of, and it made me sad, and I could not watch it. Legit, there's a plot point in it. Okay, so the show's called Eden Zero, I think it's called, on Netflix. But there's literally a plot point where a little girl tries to save her cat from getting run over by a car, and she doesn't. And it's just like, what the fuck is this show? And it's meant for little kids.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, holy fuck this show.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, I have a goddamn heart.
There's some fucked up shit in anime, man, for sure.
So I can't continue to watch it. And then the next episode, they're watching a mechanical pixie creature be tortured, and they're like, we got to go save him. And this is supposed to be a lighthearted fucking show. Like,
yeah.
Fuck this.
Yeah, there's some fucked up things in anime. Like I remember watching Goblin Slayer, and
everybody recommends Goblin Slayer. Until it is dubbed, I'm not watching it.
I think it's dubbed. Isn't it dubbed? It should be by now. It's got to be dubbed, man. It was pretty popular.
I was told to watch that.
I'm sure Funimation got its hands on it. They're just not putting it out on Netflix or something.
Because it's basically I know the story behind this. A guy was playing Dungeons and Dragons with his friends, and he created this character that was all about killing goblins. And he basically turned that into a manga, and then it became the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but first episode of the show, they show like these young adventurers are gonna go out and like plunder and be heroes, right? But then they get overrun by this goblin horde, and then the women or they all get slaughtered except for like one woman, which they all like gang rape her basically. And they actually show
you're gonna have to beep that, by the way. You can't say the R word.
Well, they sexually assault her, and they yeah. And I know why they do it is because they wanted to establish like how these creatures. Well, no, like for story purposes, they wanted to dehumanize these creatures, right? Because in the same episode, the Goblin Slayer comes and he kills them all, even the babies. And so I guess what's the lesser of two evils in that point? I mean, so it's it's a lot of heavy stuff going on in that show, man.
Now, if you like kind of shows like that, not with ones with sexual assault, but with monsters and slaying and stuff, there was a show I actually did watch, and I've watched the first few seasons of. I'm waiting for the next season to come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's called How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon.
Oh, yeah. My wife was watching that the other day.
That's actually a good... I liked it.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's got a lot to do with like Greek and mythology and stuff like that, and I'm all about that.
You should watch this one called "The Overcautious Hero is Overly Cautious." Or, I don't think that's the name. The over cautious. Oh, yeah, it's called Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious.
That it just sounds like a long name.
Yeah, I mean they're usually pretty long, but it's a pretty funny one.
Question 1: Is it dubbed?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
If it's dubbed,
I'm only recommending dubbed ones for you.
that's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Yeah, but it's so the premise is these I guess these goddesses, they have to like choose a hero to go and stop, some cataclysm from happening, and then they become heroes or some shit. So this one goddess, she gets this guy who's like doesn't care about anything at all, and is like, but like he's super OP for some reason, but he's like really paranoid too about everything. Like this one,
How many seasons?
uh I think it's the one. I think it's one season.
Is it a series that is going to continue, or has it been canceled? Because I'm
It
not going to get into a series.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, because with anime, a lot of times the manga usually outpaces the show, and it won't
Let me
get.
ask you: when did the first season come out?
Let me see.
So if it's like 2017, that thing ain't getting another season.
I mean, it may. It's been like what 2 years since the last Attack on Titan, and they're coming out with another season. So,
Still haven't seen that.
you probably should. It's pretty good. And
I think I
yes,
tried to watch the first episode, and I was like, I don't give a shit about these people.
no, well, yeah, that's kind of how I am too. If the first episode, because there's so many anime, right? If the first episode doesn't sell me on it, then I'm not wasting my time. It's like I tried to watch Durarara so many times.
The rah.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know what it's about, man. Like I've tried watching it so many times. I'm like I can't watch this shit. Like I don't even know what it's about. I just know it's like a Grim Reaper, or she's a Grim Reaper. I don't know, man.
This is weird. This is not an anime podcast, yet we're just talking about it for the past hour.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Well, we've been talking about shows for the past hour, which I think is okay. I mean, you can do that. We still to come is, I had an entire rant about the new Halo game.
Oh, dude, was it bad?
Oh my god.
Well, that just plays into what I bitched about last week with these companies, man.
It does. Okay, I'm gonna pitch to you a game. Halo. You remember Halo? You've played Halo. We've all played Halo.
Of course,
Halo
who hasn't played the Halo?
They basically turn it into an open world game. That's what they've done to Halo. They've turned it into an open world game.
So like
a Assassin's Creed or like
Ghost Recon, but it's
Ghost
online.
Recon Wildlands.
Yeah. Or Breakpoint.
No, it's not online because there's no co-op.
So it's like a
the
like
multiplayer
Metal Gear 5, I guess.
I haven't played that, unfortunately. But no, there's a big map, and like, this is an assassination mission. This is a mission to get back this thing. This is a mission to get back that. And you just drive around to trying to different things. I guess kind of like a Shadows of Mordor or whatever type game. Mm-hmm. The multiplayer is completely free. So, and there's no co-op. Then what are people paying $60 for?
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned it, which sucks because I booted it up last night. And I played the first hour. First hour is a traditional Halo game. You go through a spaceship, killing Covenant and killing the Forgotten, and you're just killing them, and it seems great. And then they drop you on a planet, and they're like, "Go explore."
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's like if an entire game was silent cartographer. I haven't played much past it, but I'm seeing reviews. I saw XPlay review. Now, XPlay gave it a 4 out of 5, solely basically based on the multiplayer. They're like, hey, the story is like a 3 out of 5, but the multiplayer is really good, so we're going to give it a 4 out of 5. And I'm like, no, the multiplayer is free. That shouldn't even count. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm gonna keep giving it a bit of a shot. I'm gonna give it a fair whack because I like open world games, but I was in the mood to play Halo, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to just play normal Halo.
Sometimes you just want to autopilot through a game and not even
Yeah, like a God of War, like a Gears of War, not a
or
Gears, but
Doom. Fuck. Sometimes you just want to play Doom, man.
sometimes you just want to play a Call of Duty campaign and not worry about
Right.
anything. I will say this: I finally beat a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
That if that game is not up there in talks for Game of the Year, everything's corrupt. I don't give a shit.
So
It's
they
so
did a
good.
better job with that than they did the Avengers.
Okay, everybody is trying to compare it to the Avengers. Like, oh, I don't want to play that because of the Avengers. It has nothing to do with the Avengers. The Avengers was a game, and you try to get different characters, and then you had like I guess an online element where you did your character different thing. No, it has absolutely nothing to do with it.
But
This is
same
a
gameplay
pure
though, right?
single player game. Yeah, it's Square Enix.
Same
Uh,
gameplay though, right?
no, I can't. I don't think so. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember my 20 minutes of Avengers gameplay. I don't think so. I look. I cannot recommend Guardians of the Galaxy enough. I will say we've talked about how I don't really like games where you got a squad and you're kind of relying on the squad a lot. But this is done very well.
Mm-hmm.
The music alone is worth the price of admission for this game. It's all 80s rock hits and classic songs that you're just kicking ass while playing these songs. It's so good. like you have a power up called the huddle, right?
Yeah.
Where he'll get out his Walkman and all the guys gather up and you got to give a speech. You're like, hey guys, I know that we're out there and we looks like we're gonna win, but remember, if you let your guard down, they could make a sneak play and everything. And it's just the cheesiest shit. But then like one of the songs on the soundtrack just starts playing. So you're killing like all these enemies to Sweet Dreams or We Built This City on Rock and Roll or Rick Ashley and stuff like that. And you're just like, yes. It's so good.
I feel like you can do that with any game though. You just pop that shit in and
you can, but man, it's just done so well. Like I will not recommend this game enough. It needs to be talked about.
Well, it will definitely,
I don't think it'll win Game of the Year. That's fine as long as it's in contention for something. That and Psychonauts 2 need to be in contention. Like Psychonauts 2 is
down.
best platformer.
That was such a great game.
Platformer of the year, man.
It made me hopeful that video games aren't all shit, you know.
Oh my god, that was such a good game. So worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Psychonauts 2. Like I want Psychonauts 3 right now. I 100%ed it in 4 days, and I'm like, that's not enough.
Yeah, I need more. Yeah, I hope it's not another like 10, 15 years before I see the next one, man.
It was really good. I liked it. I try to like things. I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
So currently in my Xbox right now, I am trying to go through Halo, then Halo Infinite because it came out yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to play it all. I may just want to wait until the multiplayer that launches in May. Yeah, May.
Jeez.
And I'm like, if I go through this by myself, an open world based game, why would I want to go through it again with somebody else? It's not like it's a straightforward campaigne. So I may just wait.
I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand why these companies insist on releasing half-finished fucking games, man.
Because they can get away with it. They're like, we gave you the multiplayer for free, and I'm like,
remember that was when that was part of the fucking game, though.
Yeah,
like complete game when you bought it. It was it's like, dude, fuck video game companies, man.
But like, I will say this:
I don't want to open up that can of worms again, but fuck video game companies, dude.
Yeah, we could talk unless you're the company that made Psychonauts 2.
Double Fine.
Double Fine.
They do pretty good games, man.
They do.
I mean, Brutal Legend was cool.
Brutal Legend, it's got its hate. And it deserves its hate.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it, and I gotta say that's probably one of the best examples of user interface like I can remember in video games. Like that, the fact that the opening menu is like a album cover, and you go through the album like for each option in the menu. I don't know if like that whole opening skit with Jack Black goes in the record store and all that shit. I don't even remember that, but that was good. And like no other game has done that. I don't think.
Yeah, you're right. It was just the tower defense aspect was not that good.
Yeah,
Sadly,
yeah, but
it's like they were like, we need to make a really cool game, but they're like, we don't have a lot of money. Lowest common denominator. I mean, it was
yeah,
still okay, but it wasn't. It wasn't what it should have been. It should have just
but
been him whacking demons with a freaking axe, and that would have been a decent game.
well, yeah, I mean those parts were great, but I mean considering the shit that we get today by big AAA companies, like I'd rather play that, you know?
Yeah, we've talked about how I had in my possession Call of Duty Valheim for 7 hours and returned it back to GameStop after beating the campaign.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm currently playing that, but I decided to install and I played the first 30 minutes of it, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You know, the one that came out, that's all. Yeah, I decided to put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making my way through the first game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know so far. I'm about ready to shut it off at basically the same point that I'm 20 minutes into it. I'm basically played the first base where you're looking for the thing. The one dude gets betrayed, and then you're just like going through the motions of trying to find the beacon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, "Oh, but Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 2," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, Mass
but I
Effect
have to play
2.
Mass Effect 1."
No, I don't think you do.
There is, you do, because all I hear is like, oh yeah, well your character transfers over and all this other stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
but fuck
why
all
would I
that.
look, I understand a lot of games sequels do a hell of a lot better than the original games.
Mm-hmm.
That is fine. And you know what, I can name quite a few examples of where the second game in a series did better than one.
Mega Man 2, Sonic
Mega Man
2,
2, Assassin's Creed 2,
Street Fighter 2.
Assassin's Creed, not Origins, but the next one,
Odyssey.
Odyssey, which was great. A lot of games took their second. Mafia 2. A lot of games took
Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Pokemon Gold and Silver was so good. I wish they would do. I wish they would do something where you can go back to all the lands, but no, they had balls back then, and they really did it. Anyway, we didn't even talk. Oh God, I had too many things to talk about. We spent too much time on anime. Okay, so yeah, but the sequels, and I get that, but you still want to play the first one if it's there. And what am I going to do? Just not play it? So I'm going to give it a shot. All right. So the other thing I want to talk about is I went to a trade event this past weekend.
Okay.
And I wanted to say, I sold some stuff, I traded some stuff, and I was going to talk about some things that I got there. And I mostly traded some stuff for it. So my basic goal whenever I go to these things, I was like, all right, I want to make $150 to $200, and then I'll just start trading for stuff. Because I figure that's fine. So I did. I made $150. It took about 2 hours to make that. For some reason, this always happens to me when I'm at those events. For the first hour and a half, like people are looking, I may sell one small thing, but then just the floodgate opens, and in 30 minutes, I have like a couple $100. That happens to me every year at Ichiban Con whenever I do the flea market.
Yeah, good on you, man. You must have a lot of shit people want.
Well, I was fire selling a lot of things because these are my fellow, collectors, and I like to, if I get something for cheap, I like to pass it on. So, I had like a PlayStation 3 I sold for $50. It was like a fat one that still worked, but it wasn't a backwards compatible one.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of the first fat ones. Yeah, I could have gotten a little more, but it's just like, hey, I paid $20 for this. Here you go. $50. I sold some games for a little bit cheaper. I did deals with people, and I think that's okay. I still walked away with a couple things I couldn't sell, but that's all right. So anyway, I traded off, and here's a few things that I got. I got really happy to add to the collection Pokemon Fire Red,
Oh, okay.
which those games are getting up there in price
Yeah,
and getting
dude.
a little
Like,
harder.
man, platinum I think was over shit like 150 or something like that at
I
one
could
point.
have bought it 3 months ago for 40, and I didn't. And I'm kicking myself because I have Diamond, I have Pearl.
Black 2 and White 2 are, I remember, were stupid up there at one point.
Black and White are still like expensive, and I'm like, I guess those are kind of like the more unknown ones. Like, I guess not a lot of people played those.
No, I mean it. I
Maybe I'm
I
wrong in that.
I
Maybe I'm wrong in
enjoyed
that.
them. And Black 2 and White 2, I feel, were the ones that
Okay.
people didn't really, because it was the same land. It was just a, you know, it,
Continuation. It should have been
yeah,
a
it was
DLC or whatever.
yeah, it was like a direct sequel as opposed to like a new Pokemon game, you know.
Okay. Well, in that retrospect, because you go back to the other land, is Gold and Silver a sequel to Red and Blue? Because you
Mm.
go back to the original land and you fight the original protagonist.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
It could be
Yeah,
considered.
yeah,
So that was one of the big games I got. The other games I got, I mainly got because I'm a steelbook collector,
yeah.
and I know I got more stuff, but the two things I'm remembering, I got Halo Wars 2 steelbook, which I'm never gonna play because I don't really care about RTSs, but
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
$5 and it was a steelbook, so I was like, yeah. The other thing I got was South Park. Um,
Stick of Truth.
no, the other one, the Butthole,
Fractured Butthole.
Fractured Butthole, because it was steelbook.
See, I didn't even know they had one.
Neither did I.
Huh.
So I got that stuff, and I got a gold. I got the Golden Zelda Wiimote.
Oh, nice.
So that'll go good with my Golden Classic controller.
Nice.
And I think that was pretty much. I think that was pretty much it. I know that there was one or two other things, but I just can't remember right now. But
Yeah.
I have fun with that.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much hunting or anything like that. Retro game wise. I've been buying a lot of new stuff, like current gen. Well, I guess not current gen, like PS4 stuff. Just on whatever is on sale or clearance or whatever. But I just don't go out. I don't go out hunting anymore like I used to, man. I can't like I drive a lot as it is to go to work. So I'm, on the weekends I'm like, I'm staying home. you know? Um and then like the time I was in Texas, like, man, this shit was so barren. Oh my
Because all
God.
the YouTubers are out there.
All the fucking YouTubers live there. Like there's a retro game shop on every fucking street corner. It was just I couldn't justify spending a whole Saturday and half a tank of gas, to turn up empty handed like repeatedly, like I just after a while it's just like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna, cruise the internet. If I see a deal, I'll snag it. Like my legendary Game Boy deal. That's like once in a lifetime for me. But or if I want like a specific game, I mean, I'll get it on eBay. It's like that whole Triforce of Truth, man. And it's true. Like, you remember the Triforce of Truth, right? Like,
yeah, I'm the one that still does the panel.
Yeah, money. You have money, time, and quality, right?
Right.
You have to sacrifice two to get the one that you want. So
no, you have to sacrifice one. No, you can only choose two and sacrifice one.
So you sacrifice. Yeah. So yeah, that's right. See, I came up with the fucking thing, and that.
If you want good quality
if you want quality, if you want a quality collection, you're gonna sacrifice time and money, because obviously the better the collection.
It goes with any of them. If you want to not spend a lot of money and you want it in a short amount of time, the quality of the games and stuff is going to go down.
Yeah. Right.
If you want quality games without spending a lot of money, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah. Or if you value money more, the quality, you have to sacrifice the quality of the games, but it may take a little bit of time,
And if you want to,
if you value quality, no, like if you value quality, you have to sacrifice time and money
no,
because it's going to take time to find like a complete in box, whatever. And it's sure as hell going to cost a lot of money,
no, that's if you want quality items in a short amount of time, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. You're going to have to sacrifice saving money.
Right. Okay.
Trust me, I know how this thing goes.
Yeah.
You pick two. You can only have two.
You pick two. You sacrifice the one thing to get. Yeah. So for me, I guess for me was time. Like
right, because you want a quality collection with not a lot of money spent. So that means it's going to take a longer time.
Yeah. Or I wanted to save my time.
Well,
honestly, I wanted to save my time and money or gas money by not,
Well, then you're just double sacrificing quality at that point.
Yeah. I guess because and then I sacrifice money too. Like if there's a specific game that I want to get, I'll just get it on eBay, for whatever. It may take me a little longer too.
Well, then in that point, you're sacrificing. You see, you're saying roundabout things, but in that point, you're sacrificing time.
I'm just throwing a monkey wrench in
it. You could spend the time and wait for it, but you don't want to. You're spending money to get it in a timely fashion.
Yeah. Right.
And it's a quality item. So you're sacrificing time because you're not willing to wait.
Yeah. I can't explain that anymore.
I can, and you're just messing it up. Well, I think the conjunction junction. Wait, that's not it.
Calamity Junction.
Right. I think we're pulling into Calamity Junction at this juncture, and I think it might be time to wrap it up.
Yeah. We're gonna leave off of this. I think. We already discussed that, right? The what's in your console.
Yep.
Halo 5.
Halo 5, Halo Infinite.
Or Halo Infinite, yeah. So for me, I've been doing Kakarot.
Okay.
DBZ Kakarot. That's what I've been into.
I know you love DBZ, man. I'm not trying to say anything bad against it. I don't. It's just not me.
I don't know, man.
But you do you.
One of those things I just grew up with,
I don't kink shame. It's fun.
It's one of those things that I grew up with, and my wife, it's something I can enjoy watching with my wife too. She loves the show. She grew up watching it too. And that's actually how we met, because we were cosplaying characters from the show. And then we met at Animazement. It was like shit back in, I want to say maybe 2013, 14, something like that. Some time frame like that. And then it was one of those things where like we didn't really know each other, but we kept running into each other, and then we just kind of fostered a friendship over time, and then took the next step after that. So it happens. You just got to let it happen.
Doesn't happen for everybody, but I'm glad it happened for you.
Me too, man. But there's someone for everyone, I think.
That's not true. But we're gonna stop right here. And I think that's good. I think next week we could talk a little bit more. You know what we should do this week is that we should find an anime that has one season that we could both watch, and then we could look at it. And we should also, if you can see Spider-Man like early, we can discuss it next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to see if I can watch it somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, if I can get a ticket or something, we'll go out and watch it in the middle of the week or something.
Sounds good. All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to us this past hour and a half. You can always drop us a line. I don't have an official Twitter for the podcast yet, but you can always drop me a line in the meantime at Drop Shadow Show. Take your questions, comments, whatever. Just kind of hang out, say what's up. And then we will catch you guys same time, same place, wherever that place is. Yeah.
Woo woo.
And